Wow.
Yep.
Zowie wowie, baby.
That's a lot of information.
What,
Wow.
what's he
yeah,
doing, Joel?
These are...
You have a problem, Joel.
What is it?
What?
What is it?
What's the problem?
see.
What's the problem? Tell us. What's he doing,
Look,
Joel?
I really can't do this. I have a show to put on.
This guy's not the
so do you.
sharpest tool in
You
the
have a show
shed,
too,
is he?
so I gotta go.
Wait, that's Randy. Randy?
Hey, Bonnie, love your work.
Oh, you've been watching the show? It's fun. Lunch therapy. I'm having a good time. How you doing?
Oh, pretty good. Can't complain.
Well, you look great. But your boss seems like a freak. Look, I gotta go. I gotta get the show going. Great to see you. Stay in touch.
Please do. Everyone says they want to keep in touch, but they never call back.
Oh, yeah. So LA. God, so LA. I know what you're talking about. I'll catch you later, Randy.
Oh, all right. Bye, Bonnie. I guess it's just me now. I don't know what to do with myself.
I'm gonna get myself a modem. 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 I'm gonna get myself a modem.
No one knows what's happening in this world. Yeah, I just got some therapy, so that's good. Just fresh from the therapist. I think YouTube died on us, but you know, that's the way it goes. So we're just going out to Facebook right now. Anybody that was on YouTube, come on over. I don't know, I'll have to rebroadcast or something like that. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome to Lunch Therapy. Lunch Therapy is a place where you can get some therapy. You can breathe. You can explore what it is to be a human. Today we're going to explore some really interesting stuff. YouTube is no bueno. YouTube, I don't know. I mean, I could try and fix it, but I think I'm going to have to rebroadcast. Anyway, that's what's going to happen. So good to be here. I think it's definitely a time to breathe, because with YouTube canceling itself out like that. In through the nose, out through the toes. Let it go. Maybe I can get it. Maybe I can get it going again. I don't know. Boney! Boney, last time I saw him, he was talking to a moose or something, so I'm not sure whether it's even possible, but we'll try. We'll try to get that thing going. Boney! There he is. Could you get the YouTube going again? Appreciate it. Thanks. Yeah. I do look better, don't I? Yeah. It's the therapy. I think it's helping. In through the nose, out through the toes. Hold it. Let it go. Yeah. Well, it's good to see Todd here. You made it over to Twitch. I tried to start the streaming over there on YouTube. I don't know. Who knows? In through the nose, out through the toes. Good thing we have a lot of different options. Let it go. I'm letting it go. YouTube still frozen. All right, we can't make it a show about YouTube, that's for sure. So one more breath just to get us relaxed. In through the nose, out through the toes. Hold it. Let it go. What's going to be happening today is I'm going to spend some time in the Trash Panda Comedy Club. We're going to do some comedy. But first, we're going to do a new segment called Comedians Pontificating on Their Favorite Songs. So let's get into that. All right, here we are. We're in Hollywood. I got a lot of comedian friends, and they love music. Comedians love music. First thing I want to do is make a shout out to my agent, my commercial agent. His name is Adam. You know, send him some good vibes, you know, because he can get us some work. And God knows we need to get some work, right? Some paying gigs. So shout out to Adam. Now, here's the thing, is comedians, they love music. And I've got 3 comedians here today who are going to tell you about their favorite Doors songs. The Doors, very, very dear to my heart. One of my favorite bands when I was younger, especially because their music, you know, makes a lot more sense when you're young. Yeah, all right. Hiya, Radion Oakmont. Hope he gets a big gig. Yeah, send your good vibes out there to Adam. And here we go. This is comedians pontificating on songs. We're going to have Harlan Gleason first, talking about a Doors song.
Okay, so
It's like YouTube's back up.
the song that I think most clearly reflects Jim Morrison's penchant for rebelliousness as an artist with regard to his father being an admiral is This Is the End.
This is the end.
I
This is
think
the
that
end.
because it's the principal song for Apocalypse Now.
Apocalypse Now.
And I know that Francis Ford Coppola would not have chosen that song himself had it not been somehow, for him, very reflective of war and the senselessness of war and
Yeah.
the
Harlan, yeah, it's true.
terror that a human being faces
Wow. This is intense.
when it is the end, and the senselessness of it being the end
Senseless.
because of a war.
Yeah.
In particular, Vietnam was on the far end of the scale of senseless reasoning.
Okay, so that was the first episode of comedians pontificating on their favorite songs. We didn't have enough time to show the whole thing. Harlan, just to let you know, Harlan did the assignment for a couple weeks ago when we were doing the Tom Silvestri Pocket History, which I always get the name wrong, quiz, and he did the assignment wrong, and that's what he came up with first. And then he sent me the correct one. So that was the first take. Some funny stuff. The deep song from the Doors, and the end, very meaningful. This is the end, do, my only friend, the end. Apocalypse Now blew me away when I saw that. That's when I became a Doors fan, I think. When I saw that horrifying film as a youngster. I think you have it playing in slow mode, or Harlan has been taking long hits with Boney. It's very possible. So here's one that's a little more upbeat. One of our favorites, Howard Aronin, who's been on the show many times. Here he is, Howard Aronin, talking about when he first met Robbie Krieger, who was the guitar player for the Doors.
The first time I met Robbie Krieger was in a grocery store. He wasn't very social. He tried to get away. So I got on the loudspeaker and I said, "Attention shoppers, Robbie's in the store. Robbie's in the store. The guitarist from the Doors. He's down on aisle 4. If he gets to aisle 5, no one here gets out alive. Killer in the store. Robbie."
Yeah, so that was super upbeat. I like that. Thanks, Howard Aronin. Thanks, Harlan Gleason, for your Doors pontificating. Howie's got a voice. Howie's got he's got some pipes on him. Now we're talking. Yeah. Okay, now we're going to really up it to another level. I've got somebody here, Chris Shane, who is a dead ringer for Jim Morrison. And I'll show you. It's his own interpretation of People Are Strange.
People are strange when you're a stranger. Faces look ugly.
I'll show you what I
when
mean.
you're alone.
Look,
Women seem wicked.
it's like the same guy.
When you're unwanted. Streets are unevolved.
It's like a dance break in the middle of the show.
When you're strange, faces come out of the rain. When you're strange, when you're strange, when you're
Nice. That's super nice. Chris, very talented musician, actor, and a comedian, all in one thing. He looks so much like him. I know. It's nuts, isn't it? It's like he's the reincarnation of Jim Morrison. I'm going to play it with the face on it.
people are strange. When you're a stranger.
Sure, Chris. Thanks for being on the show.
Look ugly when you're alone. Women
And then,
seem wicked
you know,
when you're unwanted.
there he is. You can hardly tell the difference. Howard's going to open for Chris anytime.
Faces come out of the rain when you're strange.
I think Harlan's still talking.
When you're
That's awesome. I love that. Now we're going to move into the Trash Panda Comedy Club. I don't know if everybody saw the therapist session at the beginning of the show. We had a problem with YouTube. It seems like YouTube might be back. I don't know. Let me know if it's back. I think Radion Oakmont might be on YouTube. You know, you can take a vote while we're in the Trash Panda Comedy Room on whether you want to see that again. But next, we're going to go right into the Trash Panda Comedy Room. And for those of you who don't know, that is the comedy venue on Lunch Therapy. It's where we work out our comedy, where we try all the different, we develop. It's a development room. That's what it is. All right, Radion's on. That's good. All right, let's get this. Here we go. We should go psych scene first, and then right into Trash Panda. Here we go. Here's the opening scene of Lunch Therapy today.
Randy! 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 I am calling you! Randy! Randy! Oh. Hello.
Hello, I'm Joel Marshall. Joel Marshall.
Uh-huh. I see. Well, my assistant seems to be missing in action, unfortunately.
That's funny.
It's fun. Why is that funny?
Well, my wife says that my assistant doesn't exist. Maybe we have the same assistant.
Is your assistant Randy?
No.
Are you trying to suggest to me right now that Randy is also your assistant? Is that what you're trying to suggest to me right now, Cole Marshall?
No. My assistant's not Randy.
Okay, that would be crazy.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, where is he? You know, he's
know.
got to be with one of us.
He's a little horny, but his name is Boney.
So you have a boner.
No. I have a Boney.
Well, as long as it doesn't last longer than 12 hours, I think we can work around it. So you say you have an appointment.
Yeah.
With me.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm assuming so. I mean, who else would it be with?
Hopefully not with Randy.
Yeah, hopefully not, since he's not around. He's missing.
And also, he's a very bad therapist. I've made sure of it. So let's get going here. We can't wait around for Randy all day. What seems to be the matter, Cole Martell?
Well, personally, I don't think anything's the matter. But my wife, she thinks I'm seeing things. She thinks that I don't know. I'm seeing things that are not there.
Seeing things that are not there.
Yeah.
Great. There.
Are you Googling?
Huh?
Are you Googling?
No.
Oh, no.
Therapists use Bing, Cole.
Okay.
I'm seeing here under results for seeing things that are not there. It could be that you are horny. So that makes sense with the boner talk we were talking about earlier.
No. This is going, no. See, according to my wife, I have work colleagues who just don't exist. Yeah. See what I mean?
So your wife doesn't exist.
No, my colleagues, they don't exist. It's just, like imaginary friends. Have you heard of that? The kids, they have imaginary friends. I think I have an imaginary, well, maybe a few imaginary friends.
Imaginary friends. Oh, yeah, that's right. I love this cartoon.
Look, no, they're figments of my imagination. They're figments, figments.
Stop YouTube. Yes, figments. I know that word. Delicious, especially the ginger flavored ones.
No, I think you're thinking of like Fig Newtons.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Fascinating. And Fig Newton is one of your imaginary friends, you say, Flo Martell?
I don't know anybody named Newton. I'm just trying to.
There you are. My assistant finally showed up. Randy, where the hell have you been?
Well, I was just completing a DoorDash order. It's hard to be an assistant and a DoorDash delivery at the same time. Oh, hello.
Randy, did you ever pick up those tulips I ordered?
Well, what do you think? Of course I have, yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, not here. Not in front of him.
Oh, it's that kind of assistant, is it? Yeah, I don't have that kind of.
We have a very fluid relationship. I think you understand with your imaginary wife and all.
My wife's not imaginary. Look, I filled out a form online. Again.
Right. We'll go ahead and find that. Randy, why don't you go ahead and find Mr. Marshall's file?
You bet.
Maybe you look down there in the crotch drawer.
Let me just look down under your crotch. Oh,
right.
That's under your crotch.
I'm so sorry about this, Joel. We'll go ahead and find your medical records stat. In the meantime, let's go get ahead with some preliminaries.
Okay.
So you say you filled out a form online again. Well, I have no record of that in the system, so you must be a bold-faced liar.
No, wait a minute. How do you think I got an appointment?
Where does the line come from, Joel? Does it come from your shitty father or your imaginary mother?
Look,
Is your wife your mother?
I have come here so many times. I have been here many, many times before. I was going to quit. I was going to totally quit coming here because it's many, many years, many different therapists. Now, all of a sudden, my wife is telling me I got to go back there, and they keep sending me an email saying I have to fill out a form. I fill out the form, and then finally I get you with Randy here.
Breakthrough! Let's talk about this here you're speaking of. Oh, thank you. Finally.
Here you go, Pookums.
Your file. Pookums. Wow.
Yep.
Zowie wowie, baby.
That's a lot of information.
What's he doing, Joel?
These are...
You have a problem, Joel.
What is it?
What?
What is it?
What's the problem? What's the problem? Tell us. What's he doing, Joel?
I really can't do this. I have a show to put on.
This guy's not the
so do you.
sharpest tool in
You
the
have a show
shed,
too,
is he?
so I gotta go.
Wait, that's Randy. Randy?
Hey, Bonnie. Love your work.
Oh, you've been watching the show? It's fun. Lunch therapy. I'm having a good time. How you doing?
Oh, pretty good. Can't complain.
Well, you look great. but your boss seems like a freak. Look, I gotta go. I gotta get the show going. Great to see you. Stay in touch.
Please do. Everyone says they want to keep in touch, but they never call back.
Oh, yeah. So LA. God, so LA. I know what you're talking about. I'll catch you later, Randy.
Oh, all right. Bye, Boney.
Yeah, so I'm seeing a therapist. Seems pretty good. I don't know, a little unorthodox, but I'm feeling better. I got a lot more color in my skin. I'm, breathing more. But up until this point, I really haven't done traditional therapy. My dad, he's from Pittsburgh, and he had some, he had his own kind of therapy. It was basically, if you feel like your head's gonna explode, you put on like a cap, like a really tight cap, like this. Like if YouTube's not working or something, I just put on this cap and I feel better. It keeps my head together. He had like a little quilted welder's cap that he would wear. It was not like a quilt, but it's just quilted. And so whenever he had that hat on, we'd always know like, hey, Dad, I'm going to leave. I'm going to get the hell out of here. Because as soon as you saw him, you'd be like, something bad's going to happen because Dad's, I don't know. He's got that hat on. So to this day, whenever I see a quilted hat, I get like this adrenaline rush. And you don't see quilted hats a lot these days. But, on Etsy, they have them a lot. There's a lot of quilted hats. There's a lot of quilting on Etsy. And so every once in a while, one pops up and I'm like, ah. But I have adopted that strategy, and it's a pretty good strategy to just squish your head, keep it together. But lately, as you know, I've been doing some breathing exercises. And at the top of the show, we always do the breathing. And it's been helping a lot. But breathing is like a gateway drug to meditation. So I've been doing some meditation, which is it's pretty good. It's helping me. There's David Lynch. David Lynch I saw that he was doing it. And, David Lynch, he's not really a known sane person, but he does a lot of transcendental meditation. And this whole institute in Los Angeles, they put him out there and they're like, look at David Lynch. See, he does transcendental meditation. And I'm kind of like, well, he's not really a known sane person. He did that movie Eraserhead. I still don't, it was fun, but I don't think I'm going to watch it again. And I don't really know what happened. I know there was a head on the floor. He did directed Dune, the first movie of Dune. And I remember in the theater, they handed out books. They were like, we don't really know what's going on the screen. So if you have a flashlight, you could read the book. Here, it's really good. And then Blue Velvet, just, so that was some breathing, but not necessarily sanity. So, but I've been doing it, and I just sit. I don't do transcendental meditation. I just sit. I see Sven DeKok is here. Good to see you. Did you help him out? So I sit and I just do nothing when I meditate. And it's hard because it's hard to find time in this world to like sit and do nothing. And at first when I started doing it, I'd be all itchy and I'd be thinking like, oh, I got stuff to do. But now, as you get older, you realize none of the stuff that you do is important. So you might as well just sit there. And it's a little weird. My wife, Kamala, she sees me sitting there sometimes, and I think she sees it as an opportunity for us to do some gardening or maybe make a short film or, do something productive. And I have to say, look, I'm doing nothing right now. So it's hard. It's hard to do nothing, really. But it's imperative that meditation has no purpose whatsoever. There you have it. It has no purpose. So I've been doing the thing. Also, I heard that if you look at your thoughts as bubbles, as they float past and you're meditating, that you can pop them. Just pop those thoughts. Anybody else out there do this one? Clarify do. It's a good question. Dune 1984, very awesome movie. Yeah. Do nothing, Joel. There's Kamala telling me to do nothing. Just fine. Just do nothing. It's good. I'll do it too. So when the bubble passes by, and there's a thought like you're not good enough, or something like that, you just pop it. You just pop it and it goes away. So I've been doing that. You should have been a lawyer. You just pop it. Don't eat logs of cookie dough in the middle of the night. Just pop it. So I've been popping those, and I'm kind of left with nothing. Nobody ever tells you about the side effects of meditation, that if you pop too many bubbles, all of a sudden you're kind of like undisciplined and unsupervised, I guess would be a way to describe it. I'm feeling a little unsupervised. But I did have an epiphany. I had an epiphany, and what I realized was that somewhere along the line, I had some programming. Pop it like a wine on your nose. I had this epiphany that artists don't have to be starving. So like when I decided to be an actor and a comedian, I had this idea in my head that you had to be a starving artist and you could make no money at it. And so I went out, and got another job to make money. And I've been just going on that principle this whole time. And then I saw that bubble float by, the starving artist bubble, and I just popped it. Yeah. And it was great. It felt good. I decided to go, tell my dad. I was on the phone with my dad, and my dad's an artist too. And people say, hey, it must be great to have a dad who's an artist because he totally understands what you're going through. And that's not true. That's another bubble. Artist dads understand artist sons. I got to work on that sound. So I popped that bubble in a moment. My dad popped it, essentially, because I said, Dad, I had this epiphany. I realized I should be making money as an actor. It's a lots of people do. And, I thought my dad would be like, Joel, that's so great. What a great idea that you've come up with. And he said, I don't know, Joel. That's what he said. He said, I don't know, Joel. And I was like, wow, what do you mean you don't know? And then he said, well, when I'm doing my art, I'm in an alpha state. That's what he said, alpha state. And I'm like, alpha state, is that like being in the zone? And he says, Joel, I don't think you've ever been in an alpha state. And so then but I realized something right there. My dad grew up in a completely different generation. And in his generation, encouragement doesn't look the same as it does in our generation. In our generation, go out there, you can do it. Come on, self-help books, positive thinking, all that stuff. My dad's generation, or where he came from, that's not how you encourage people. The way you encourage people, if you're from Pittsburgh and you're my dad, is you just say, I don't think you can do it. There's no way in hell you're going to do that. And I guess what it is then you say, I'll show you. I'm going to do it better than anybody's ever done it. And I didn't realize that. So this whole time when he's saying, like, I don't think so, maybe you should go perform Shakespeare in the local Shakies, it's actually been encouragement. And I thought it was discouraging me. So now I'm like, great. Then the next thing that he says is like, he says, Joel, I don't think you've ever been in an alpha state. And then he says, Joel, you have to pay your dues. And in my mind, I'm like, I think I've paid my dues. I paid my SAG dues every month for 20 years. And, I stopped myself and I'm like, No, that's not what it's all about. You have to be like, oh yeah, I'll show you. So I feel really relieved because, let's see, fear equals action. Reverse psychology. That's what it is. That's what it is. So if you ever feel like, you know, your parents, they're not supporting you, you know, they probably are. That's probably just their generation of just saying like, I don't think you can do it. I don't think you could do it. Maybe you should have been. I always thought my parents just thought I made the wrong decision. And then they've been spending the rest of their life, the rest of my life, trying to prove it. But that's not what it is. They're just like, they're doing their form of encouragement. So I've been living this, I realized also I've been living this like split life as a result of this, where I've been working as a computer technician, and then I've been also, you know, being an artist, right? And the computer technician, he goes off to work, works at a law firm, he drives downtown, he transforms. I transform into this, it's like another persona, it's like a character. I'll call him Craig. Yeah, Craig is like, he wears like a button-down shirt with short sleeves and like slacks and some, you know, hard shoes. And he goes downtown and he works on computers. He's always on time. He's very reliable. People like him. The boss wants to clone him. And then he comes back home, and on the way home, he kind of transforms. Maybe it's when he walks in the door, it's like Mr. Rogers, you know, he takes off his hard shoes and puts on some, you know, sandals and, you know, puts on some robes and becomes Carol, I guess. And Carol's just fun. Carol has his own show, her. He doesn't care about social conventions, whether he's a he or a her, or just, you know, he wears scarves. Carol is, you know, doesn't give a fuck when anybody swears on his own show. Just having a great time. And that's always been good, like compartmentalizing the two of them. Carol can just, you know, play the guitar. Carol doesn't have to worry about money. Carol plays the guitar, plays the lute sometimes. Sometimes we'll tap dance. Just whatever Carol wants to do. Carol's like free. Totally free. But the problem is, in the lockdown, Craig started working from home. And it's just been a mess. They're like cramped in the same space, and you don't know when I'm Carol, when I'm Craig. They don't get along. Craig's trying to work. Carol's, you know, Craig like logs into the computer for work, and like in the middle of trying to punch in, suddenly he's Carol and he's out, you know, playing the mandolin or the harp. And all of a sudden Craig's late. Sometimes Carol shows up for work instead of Craig. And the boss and Carol get along great. I mean, they're like holding up their cats and, you know, looking at footage of raccoons. They're just having a great old time. But soon the conversation turns to work things. And spell it Craig, like a fellow that that likes lotions and gold chains. No, it's Craig, like Craig's List, I think. I think he was named after the list. Dances on tables. Carol dances on tables. He does perform Shakespeare at the local Shakey's. He doesn't care. And so Carol and Craig, I think they need some counseling. Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. And maybe they can go see the counselor like in the show. I don't know, but they've got to go get their own counseling. I can't even be involved. They got to work this thing out. I'm thinking Craig should be Carol's manager, right? And when that work out, Craig could do all the managing and Carol can do all the, you know, the fun, wacky stuff. But then Carol will be bringing home the money. So that will compensate for Craig having to, you know, try and pick out scarves and things like that. I'm thinking either that's going to happen or I'm just going to start my own cult. Or at least, you know, really beef up the one that I have. I don't know. But this has been the Trash Panda Comedy Club. Thank you for watching. That was the weakest applause. There it is. There it is. This has been the Trash Panda Comedy Club. And we're back. I don't know how that happened. I just, for the end of the show here, I want to check the comments and just see, some notes. Some notes on the comedy. David Lynch was mentioned. This sound like one of his scripts. Man, it's obvious you come from Twin Peaks. We do. We come from the Twin Peaks. Maybe we understand David Lynch a little more than I thought. He is from the Northwest, David Lynch originally. So let me just see here. Craig is very reliable. Yes, Craig is very reliable. I'm going to have to end the show here, but I do want to go to the Mount Rainier National Park and just show you this call of the pika, because we need to have some animals on the show. This is the pika. They're cute. Let's face it. That's from the Mount Rainier National Park. That is a pika. Can you hear them like responding back? That's pretty cool. I wonder what he's saying. I was going to go into a whole thing about space and what's going on with space, but we just don't have time because it's a long thing. So we're going to end with a dance break. This is me in space. So we have that to look forward to for maybe next Tuesday. We're going to do some space stuff. We had some technical problems with YouTube, but that's lunch therapy for you. So let's get into the dance break. I've got a great one here from Adam Pearce. Adam Pearce, it turns out Adam Pearce was on The Voice. I didn't know this, but he's one of our favorites on the show. He said we could play his music. He's playing now The Rooster by Soundgarden. Dance break.
As far as difficulty goes, Alice in Chains songs are right up there with Soundgarden songs. So I'm a little terrified to attempt this one as well. Let's go for it.
Let's go. This guy's great. Let's see what Mike got stuff. This is the Micah.
Ain't found no way to kill me yet. Eyes burn with stinging sweat. Seems every path leads me to nowhere.
This song is not easy.
Wife and kids, household pet. Army green was no safe bet. The bullet screams to me from some
right, thanks everybody for being here today and getting around the YouTube fiasco. Cam Lyson tight pants. My pants are so tight. I gotta put on a hat. All right, we'll see you all on Friday.